Good evening. Good evening. Welcome, everyone. So glad to have you. Another Thursday. Yes, yes, yes. Shifting mindsets. We are doing this thing. Woo-wee. Oh, how exciting this is. Just glad to be back again. This is Mental Health Month. And we are just going to do this. We have some topics we wanted to get to, and some points, rather, we wanted to hit with this being Mental Health Month. And we are just excited about that. So, thank you as you're coming on in. And oops, all right, let me turn all of that down. Give me a hello as you're coming on. And I'm going to start tagging a few people and we going to get started. All right. We got a great show here. We're going to be talking about some stuff. A sound mind. Yep. Whew. My. A sound mind. Yeah. All right. So thank you as you're coming in. Hello, everybody. I see you. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Marcus. Good to see you, sir. All right. Y'all are coming in. Hope you've had a blessed week in spite of, right? I know we've had some tough news and rough things going on around the world, but we are yet prevailing and yet praying for those and lifting them up. Let's see. There we go. So thank you. Thank you. If you would help me out and just tag a few people, and then we are going to get started very shortly. All right. So as I was saying, Mental Health Month, this is a very critical time with so much going on in the world itself, so much going on, pandemic, right, in people's lives. The world itself is how they say, crazy. And it's just, we need prayer. We need to look out for each other, help one another. And I tell you, what a great time to be talking about mental health. It's one thing to say mental health, but it's something else to do something about it. And how do we do that? What are some steps? What could we be doing differently? And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. What is it that we could do to help ourselves, to help others? And we're going to just, dive into that. Praying everyone has had a blessed week. And we got a long holiday weekend coming up. Hope you get to spend time with family and get to rest in between there. And if you are joining the replay, do me a favor and hashtag replay. And you could advance forward about 7 minutes or so. And that'll get you right to the juicy part. All right. I'm just about done. Gonna grab a few more people here. And then we're going to go ahead and get started with this awesome topic, talking about a sound mind. Ha! Whew. When that word came to me, I tell you, it really, really hit me. I said, wow, okay, Father, I guess we're going to talk about a sound mind. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. That's kind of how I felt. Like, really? We're going to talk about a sound mind? Okay, we're going to talk about a sound mind then. Here we go. And that's exactly what we're doing. So let me see. Did I get all my people? I think I did. All right, give me one more moment here. And then we're gonna just roll on with it. All right. What was the other announcement I wanted to make? So in June, we'll have some guests with us in June, and we'll get back rolling with that portion of the show, and some other exciting topics coming up. So I won't do a spoiler alert, but just know that it is coming. All right. Yes, it is. Whoo, we got some good things on the horizon. Yep, we do. We're really, working and making this thing happen. So we just bless the Father for that. All right. Well, let's jump right in. I thank everyone for joining us. So, we are talking about a sound mind this evening. So, if you all would just do me a favor, those that are joining me, comment and talk back to me. And, we're the ones that help make this what it is, right? Because we help and pull on each other. Because guess what? I don't have all the answers, I don't know it all. So we are helpers one to another. And I'm here and I'm flowing. And if that word comes out, and I'll be like, "Whoa, that's a good word." Type it in for me. Do me that huge favor. I really would appreciate it, because you know how it is when you flowing. That word come out, you be like, "What was that I just said?" Ooh, I don't know. All right, I appreciate it. And then the other thing is, you may see a comment and I might miss it. So definitely be sure to call that out. Good evening. How you doing, sis? Good to see you, Felicia. God bless. Hey, Kimberly. All right, here we go. So we're talking about a sound mind. So this is Mental Health Month, and we found it not robbery to just come on in and talking about uh, a sound mind. All right, Angela, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Um, Talking about a sound mind, and with Mental Health Month. And, there's so much happening in the world. And, how is it that, how do we accomplish? How do we have a sound mind? How do we even get to such a place, right? Yeah. Okay. So I have some things here, some points I want to bring out, and, and let's move forward. So in Second Timothy, the first chapter in the seventh verse, it says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of love and of power and of a sound mind." I know, right? Most of us can probably just quote that. And we say it so much, but what does it really mean to have a sound mind, right? So when you think of sound mind, you think of being at peace. You think of things being stable. You think of things being in place, right? So when you think of a sound mind, I want you to tell me, what is it that comes, what comes to your mind when I say sound mind? What are the thoughts that hit you when I say a sound mind? Yes, yes, it is hard to deal with. It is. And that's even prior to the most recent events that have happened, right? It has just been tough. Pandemic, even, a lot of deaths with that, just a lot of tragedy, etc. So, how do we do that? So, when you think about, so from this point, Paul was writing to Timothy, and he was giving him an encouraging word. He wanted him to just, have this as an encouragement as he began to continue on with his journey. Yes, stillness. I like that, Felicia. A stillness. But see, so a sound mind is also like what? Being careful, rational discipline. Okay. But you know what? There are times when we talk about a sound mind, but there are moments and times when we are just barely making it through. We are just like, skip to Malou, my darling. We are just barely making it. And how are we doing it? How do we press through? How do we get through to the other side to where we're no longer doing that? Okay. There was this song I heard, I think it was TikTok. And so I'm going to read the lyrics. I do not own the rights to this. Let me do all the Facebook, things. Hey, Missy, how you doing, sis? Um, Let me just tell you right away. I do not own the lyrics or rights to this. To this song. I'm just reading the lyrics only. I think Anna wrote it. I was trying to find who actually wrote the song, so that I don't know. But the words of it spoke volume. So I just want you to hear the lyrics of this. And you may have seen it on TikTok or Reels or some on one of these video clips. And the song is talking about being honest. And it says, I tell you that I'm whole, but I'm still healing. I tell you that I'm happy, but I'm grieving. Thought I was a fighter, I'm still in the fire. But I'm being honest, I'm not being honest. I'll give you I'll give you roses just hoping you don't see the weeds in my garden. If I'm being honest, I'm at my darkest. I'm sitting here waiting and praying for someone to show me what love is, if I'm being honest. Yeah. 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 That song speaks volume, okay? Because that's what a lot of us do. We will paint on the face. How you doing? Oh, I'm fine. I'm okay. Yep, I'm good. No problem. And then I had to catch myself, right? I had to do a self check because I found myself asking the question, expecting to hear that um I expect to hear that someone was going to say, I'm doing good. So you doing good today? Like, that's not how you're supposed to ask that. You're supposed to say, how are you today? Right? You got to get to the core. If you really want to be a help, see, in order to be a help, to get to a sound mind, you have to be uplifted. If you can't be uplifted, and that's the thing, right? You have to come up from that place of where you were or where you're at. Yes, what's behind Kim? You got to do that. You have to do that. What's behind the mat? Okay. Whew. Yes, you got to do that. Okay. But being at that place, so we have to be to a place to where we're helping and uplifting others. And as we are lifting and helping others, yeah. So it's not about, you're down and you're looking down on someone, but it's about helping and lifting and pulling them up, checking on them. And we said some of this last week about, doing the checks and seeing where people are at. But then it's the other piece to it. And the other piece is not that other part is that recognizing at one point or another, you could relate to some of this. It might not be an exact, it might not be, point for point or toe for toe, but at some point in life, everybody has dealt with some type of illness or tragedy or sickness or death or something, right? And being at a place, but then it's knowing how to come up and out. And when we come up and out, that means that's how you get to the sound mind. How do I get to a sound mind? We have to transform our mind. When we transform our mind, what happens? That means our mind is being renewed. How is our mind being renewed? Our mind is being renewed when we do something different. How are we doing something different? That means we now can't stay in that place to where we are just sulking, where we are just staying in a dark room, where we're not getting up and going out. And you know what? Guess what? Sometimes it takes help. It takes doing something different, reaching out, moving forward. I'm not saying any of this is easy. Please don't take it that way. Now, I would like to know, what have you done that has been helpful to help you? What has been helpful to get you to that place of change in your mindset? We're talking about getting to a sound mind. What has worked for you to get to that sound mind? Oh, it got quiet in here. What has worked for you? And I'm going to tell you, what's worked for me was that I had to reach out to others and let them know where I was at. So one thing is that knowing where you're at and admitting it, facing it for what it is. Somebody type that in for me. Facing it for where it is, for what it is, for where it is. Being honest, right? Didn't I just read the song? Being honest. Being honest. Yes. We have to, Marcus. We got to reach out. And you know what I found is that some people don't know where we're at because we've continued to put the face on. We've continued to put the smile on, and people don't know how we're feeling on the inside. People can't see what's in here. See, last time we were talking about the discerning of spirits, right? Last time we were talking about discerning spirits and picking up when there's been the slightest of change. That's what we got to do. You got to follow and hone in on those little signals. Yes, Tracy, facing it for what it is. And it's not easy at all. But getting to that place of a sound mind, yeah, it takes help. It takes intervention, right? It takes the buddy system, someone else helping. Because if not, then who will you be accountable to? Because then you have that moment when you're like, you know what? I'm not doing it. Forget it. Nope. I'm going to just sit right here. I'm going to just sit right here and just let it be. No. But that's what the enemy would want, is for you to remain in a place of just stagnation, to remain in a place. But the Father has not deemed that for you. He wants to see us well. Above all, right? He wants to see us happy, thriving, right? A sound mind, love, peace, joy, happiness, right? All of those things, prosperous, because that's what a good Father would want. That's exactly what he would want for us. He wants the best. And how do we accomplish that? We have to press forward. How do we get to that place to where we are having a healthy mindset? Yeah. See, our mind, in order to get a healthy mind, we got to change our habits. In order to get to a healthy mind, we got to change our habits. Because continuing to keep the same old habits, and sometimes you got to change who you are with, who you're hanging around, the places you're going, right? A lot of things have to change. That's why there's a renewal of the mind is necessary. to renew the mind, to refresh the mind. All of these things are necessary. And what I found very interesting is that there are a number of people in the body of Christ that have these things going on, and we're not dealing with it. Oh, but we the ones that are Holy Spirit filled and Holy Ghost filled and fire baptized and speaking in tongues and whoo, okay, right? All of these different things. Yeah. But we also have to be the ones then to do something different. We got to stop putting the mask on and start dealing with it. Okay, you say, well, but I'm the leader in this area, or I'm over this this group, or whichever it is. If we don't stop and deal with it, that thing will come and eat away at you. And we cannot have that. No, we cannot have that. No, because the Father has some great things for you. He has some things, and there are some people that you're supposed to reach. There's some places that you're supposed to go, and there are some promises yet to be fulfilled, and it has your name on it. It is destined for you, and it's going to take you to do it. So what's going to happen? You need that nudge. You need that right person, that right connection. Yes. So the changing of the mind, the reset that needs to happen, it's almost like rebooting your computer. It's clearing out all that bad memory. It's clearing out all that stuff that's been holding on, right? Mm-hmm. You know how you work in your computer and that laptop, it just starts going slow, and you're like, man, why my computer is so slow? What in the world has happened? You try to browse, you try to type in Word, whatever it is you're trying to do, everything has just slowed down. Then what? What you do? Reboot. Soon as you do, that just resets. It come back up, boom, just like this, popping and rolling all over again. We need a mind reset. You want a sound mind? Ask the Father to reset. Ask the Father to reset your mind, and He will do just that. But we have to have an ear to hear what it is that He's telling us. We have to have an ear to hear what He's telling us. It could be as simple as go to the store, or go and do this, or call that person. Have you ever been in a situation where you feel like, Lord, you know what? I sure could just use just a little word today. And then He'll put somebody in your spirit to give them a call. And before you know it, you're calling and say, hey, what's going on? Yeah, I'm going to just use Marcus, for example. Hey, Marcus, you was in my spirit, and I was just wanted to send you this message and just, say this, and that. And the very thing that the Father would have you to send, it would then come back and bless you. I'm telling you, that has happened to me time and time again. It has happened. Yes, it has. Where here I am, just need a little uplift, and he'll have you to go and encourage someone else, and that'll be the very word that that you'll need at the same time. That's how the Father works, right? Exactly. We are resetting our mindset. Our minds are being transformed and being renewed. How do we do that? We have a healthy mind. That means we need a healthy attitude. And the other thing is living healthy. Oh, it got quiet as a mouse in here. Living healthy. What does living healthy mean? That means just, first of all, let's get some rest. Yeah, I'm going to raise my hand first. I know I need some rest. I'm going to raise my hand first. Yes, but getting rest. I'm being honest, right? That was a song I just read the lyrics to about being honest. Uh-huh. Let's get some rest. Uh, I know Kim didn't say please and thank you. Okay, I ain't gonna go there. Anyway. Ooh-wee. But yes. So being healthy is getting rest. And then also having boundaries, the peace of God, right? And also having a balanced life. Are we living a balanced life? Are you living a balanced life? I'm asking y'all, are you living a balanced life? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Are you living a balanced life? Mm-hmm. That means doing, balancing it out. Not just I'm sitting here, I'm just, most people are working at home or a couple days in the office and then a couple days at home, whichever it is. We got to live a balanced life. How else? That's the reason, a lot of things are lopsided because the life is lopsided. And if the life is lopsided, then the mindset is lopsided. And if the mindset is lopsided, then it is not a sound mind. And if it's not a sound mind, how do you expect to be at peace? How can we be at peace when our mind is not at peace? When the things around us is not at peace? Okay. There are some things that, that just, for me, peace, that's priceless. That's priceless. You go through some things and I'm going to tell you that peace, oh yeah, that's priceless for me. Right there. Yeah. We got to do it differently. I'm telling you. But we got to have the tools. So what are the tools? Okay, I talked about peace. I talked about a balanced life. Okay, being gratitude, worship, prayer, all of these things. Being thankful unto the Father. How about just clearing your mind out? I talked about resetting the computer, but what about just doing a brain dump at some point? Do we ever just stop and do a brain dump? Hello. Okay. Am I the only one know about the brain dump? We got to do that. I was telling my sister, I said, you know what? I just let my brain rest the other day. I just let it rest. Yeah, I did. And that means just no kind of activity that required me to actually figure and work and, We gotta take and boom, just do a brain dump. Yeah, I hear you, cuz. Lisa, yeah. We need that brain dump because it'll get so full. Just like after a while, when something's going on, when you can't reach that place, when you on your internet browser and you trying to get to the site and it'll give you this crazy message, what's one of the first things they will tell you to do? Clear your browser history. You're like, I don't want to have to clear my browser history because you got all your passwords saved. No, I can't clear my browser history. Yeah, clear it. Woo! And what happens? It works. Okay. We got to do that. Clearing it out. It's necessary. Yes. We have to, Lisa. It's necessary. I'm telling you. There's just been a shift and a change in my world, in my life. And I'm finding more often that where I thought I was balanced in some areas, and I'm like, oh, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Because we could be in such a routine that we are comfortable. And if we're not doing that routine, then we feel out of place. Uh-oh. Huh. And you are not out of place. You are not out of pocket if you just stop, recline, put your feet up, and do nothing. It's okay because that's resting. The importance of rest. Do you know what's happening when we're asleep? That's why they say, it's good to get, they say 6 to 8. I mean, but the older you get, right? I mean, we really should be getting 8 to 9 hours. Okay. I don't know. Last time I had about 8 hours of sleep, consecutive 8 hours. But I tell you this, when you do get the 8 hours minimum, it's good on the body. Because the body has a chance to do a full shutdown, reboot, replenish, revitalize, release, and then it's ready for the awakening of the next day. All right, God. I don't even know if I can say that again. But it's ready. And that's what has to happen with our mind in order to get to that next place. Yeah. Woo. Just like that. We have to. Boom. Yeah. We got to. Because see, if our rest is broken and our mind is constantly going, just like this, then our body isn't resting. That's why, so if you have the television on, then just turn it down a little bit. So then you're not so distracted from what's playing, because even though you're asleep, your subconscious is yet hearing it. Sometimes too, we have to rest our expectations of ourselves. That dish can wait. That chip nail polish. Come on, Lisa. Yeah, I like that. Sometimes we have to rest our expectation of ourselves. Yeah. We do. We do. And I also feel that a lot of times we put too much pressure on our own self to try to reach a deadline that we've established and put before ourselves that the Father hasn't even taken and set up a barrier on. Oh, he hasn't done that. He said, I need you to complete it or, finish. But he hasn't done that. But if we are continuous and yet moving, it will be accomplished because we are consistent. It's the consistency that'll bring you then to the destination. Whew. Okay. My. The pressure to be perfectly put together. Or we can't rest. Yeah, we got to rest. We have to rest. It's important because and see, that lets the mind get to a place to now you feel like, oh, then you're at peace. Oh, I can think. That's when the creativity comes back. That's when, your spirit is uplifted. That's when your joy is heightened, right? All of these other things come with that package of rest. Ah, my goodness. Being at the place to where we can just solely hear what the Father is telling us to do and moving, right, according to his steps all along the way is essential in this season. It is, because we know this is what the year, right? And we're yet receiving that double portion. And when that unexpected comes in, so we're talking about receiving the unexpected. So when it comes in, we have to be ready. And to be ready means our mind has to be ready to receive. Our mind has to be ready, and we have to be ready to hear what the Father is saying. So when we're hearing what he's saying and we're ready to move and progress, then we won't second guess. We won't, be hesitant. We won't miss the mark. We won't miss the opportunity. We won't miss the chance. And we will obtain all that he has destined for us to get. Whew. My. I tell you, there's so much that's put into having a sound mind that it allows us to accomplish those things. And let's not try to overload our minds. Let's not try to bog it down. Let's don't do that. It's time out. That's what paper's for. Write it down. I mean, they got the cell phones now. If you don't feel like writing, you can call on, Siri, Alexa, somebody, and tell them to take a note for you. You don't even have to type it. You can just say, take a note, and it'll start taking your notes for you. Don't overload the mind. And putting too much there. Yeah. And that's what I found myself doing. And I hadn't realized I was doing it. I mean, I know it now. But at first I didn't. Because I was trying to remember everything in my head. Remembering this for tomorrow. Remembering that. I got an appointment. Remembering this. I need to take care of that. Oh, I got to do this for work. And then I need to run and go do this appointment. And then I was trying to remember all that stuff in my head. Really? Really, LaShonne? Really? You got a smartphone and you trying to remember all that stuff in your head? Why? Use the calendar. Set an alarm. Okay? Yeah, that's what I do now. I put it in the calendar. I make an appointment, put it in there, and let the calendar do the work. Hello. Now, all that space that I was using to try to remember this, that, and the other, now I can use it for something else. Yeah. A sound mind. These are all the things working toward a sound mind. That's what we're talking about. A sound mind. Yeah. Not being anxious. What Lisa talking about? Anxious in so many words, right? Perfection, expectation. Let's not be over anxious for a thing. What God has for me is for me. What God has for you is for you. I can't take what's yours because your name is on it. Yeah. Yes, Missy. Put it on the phone, girl. Exactly. And let us not be anxious. God's going to do what he said he's going to do. But yet, let us take and apply our faith. Yet, let us take and put it into action. We want to see things change. We want to see things happen. We got to do something different. And if this way didn't pan out, okay, then take the next way. And after that, Father, which way did you want me to go on this thing? He will make it plain. He will make it clear. He will. Each and every time. But let the Father not be the last resort, but the first solution that we seek out. Oh, my. Now, the other thing we need to do, knowing when something is not healthy for you, you got to cut it off. Oh, y'all hear them crickets? Y'all hear them crickets? When it's not healthy for you, cut it off. Continuing on and on and on. I tell you. I know someone and I tell you, and it just seemed like him and his lady, they just fuss and fuss. That's their thing, right? And I say, what in the world? Will y'all just stop? But they just love each other and that's their thing, right? It's just too much. But you gotta know what the further point I'm really trying to make is knowing when. Because peace has got to be important. What is not healthy, knowing when to cut it off. Too much of a thing? Nope. Knowing when to cut it off. Yeah. Do you know when to cut it off? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. My goodness. Yeah. So the sound mind is accomplished by us doing a variance of things. And it's being consistent in those things in order to make this happen. But we cannot be wayward in it. Yeah. We cannot be wayward. We got to be steadfast and with a made up mind and pressing forward, knowing that we shall obtain. Yeah, I know. And also know that what it is that you're going what's the purpose of having a sound mind? That's what I'm really trying to say. Why is this so important? Why am I really stressing the sound mind? I'm really stressing the sound mind because we wonder why, we'll come up to the prayer line. Can you pray for me that I get the next job? Can you pray for me that I get the promotion? Can you pray for whatever it is, right? Okay. We could do all of those different things. But if we got to have that sound mind, having that sound mind makes a world of difference because it changes the way that we think. It changes the way that we see. It changes the way that we listen. It changes the way that we go about and do a thing. So then now we're not stagnant. Now we're not at a standstill. Now we're not at a halt. Now we know how to take what we have and press forward in a new direction. Okay. Yeah. A sound mind. It's good for us because it'll put us in a new place. And that's what we got to do. We got to do something different. Expecting something new while doing something old is not wise. You're not going to get it. It won't happen. But when we start shifting, what is this show called? Shifting Mindsets. When we start shifting our mindset, shifting our thinking. That's why it was very relevant that we jumped in on this mental health month. It was very, very relevant because that's what the show was about, shifting mindsets. Mindset conversations that unplug old mindsets. That's what we talk about. We have conversations, yes, Because things have been all this way for so long. hmm And that's how we learn. Why? Because we grew up doing traditions and realizing, oh, well, the tradition doesn't mean it's the right way. It was just a thing that has always been done. And it's not that it's against the word doing it differently. So let's see. Hey, okay. I'm just saying, growing up, they said you couldn't go to the movies. Now we're doing church trips to the movies. That's just an example. But just showing you how shifting our mindset, changing things around, will get us to that new place that we desire. We want something different, right? We take these times and we, especially toward the end of the year, the beginning of the year, I don't know, your birthday, whenever those times when you take and evaluate your life. And you're like, okay, well, how are things going in my world right now? Are things different? All of that stuff. Okay. So what is it that you're doing? And you evaluating that time. So during that time of evaluation, you want to see progression. And in order to see progression, something has got to change. And the difference has got to be within inside. Yeah, we thank God for the Holy Ghost. We thank him for the inner man, right? For the comforter, for the Holy Spirit residing on the inside of us. Yeah. Uh-huh. To be those times you be getting ready to be like, oh, whoo-wee. And you just don't even respond. You be like, okay, I'm not going to respond to that. If we listen to the inner voice, yeah, it's necessary. Listening to the inner voice when you're driving home, right? And it'll say, no, don't go that way. And then you take another route and you're like, well, nothing happened. Why did I come this way? Then later you hear on the news that there was a bad accident the other way. Yeah. Following that inner voice all the time. So getting used to that voice, not only used to the voice, but used to moving when you hear it. That's the key. You know the voice, when the Father's speaking, but getting used to moving when he's speaking. Not hesitating, not doubting, not second guessing, not waiting for 3 more confirmations and a phone call from a friend. Really? I'm just saying. Anyway, times have changed. Things are different. And we got to move forward. We want to see it, then let's do it differently. We want a sound mind, then let our mind be healthy. We want a healthy mind, then let's eat right. Let's drink more water. Let's get enough rest. All of those different things that we already know. Let's just start doing it. Let's implement it. You already know it. So let's implement it. And let's be accountable one to another then in order to see change, right? So hey, what? This is the end of May. So give yourself to the end of June. You should see something different by the end of June, right? Way before then. But let's do the check mark by the end of June. Like, wow, do I see something different? Has something changed on me? Yeah, we should. And you know what? Others should begin to see it as well. There's just something different about you. I really hope that you all got something from this word this evening. Having a sound mind, it takes what? A made up effort in order to have a sound mind. To move and progress just As much as you want to get up and out of that place, it takes that much effort. Just as I read the lyrics to that song about being honest, but I'm not being honest. Yeah, we got to stop that. And I'm guilty of it too. We'll be honest, but we're really not being honest. And we got to change it. Yeah, and I've been working on that myself. Because for so long, we'll just be like, mm-hmm. And that's the way that we begin to move forward, is walking in that honesty, walking in our truth, and then progressing forward in that. Yeah, definitely, Marcus. Definitely. Most definitely. Doing something different. And each piece makes the whole. And the whole, a bigger, brighter you. Yes. Wow. My goodness. Wow. Had no clue. It's amazing. I love how the Father works. I truly hope this word has blessed you. A sound mind. Thank you for joining Shifting Mindsets live show. I'm Dr. LaShonne. I am the founder of Embrace the Change. At Embrace the Change, we uplift, encourage, and empower you to embrace your change. On Shifting Mindset Show, we have conversations that will unplug your old mindsets. Hey, do me a favor and share this video with your friends. I really appreciate it. Or tag someone that you know could really use this word. And we'll be back in June with some guests, and we'll kick it off and make sure we get the flyer out there so you know the next topic we will be discussing. Thank you so much, and good night.